Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I want to look at Ken's SLARK. This is a game that was very recently played in the SEA, I think TI calls. He went 17-0-11. Pretty weird game too, because I don't look at this and say SLARK. You know what I mean? Like, usually when you see SLARK nowadays, you're gonna see like a Bat Rider or a very specific like strength hero, but I don't really see that this game. Maybe it's a counter to Brood, but even then, I mean, it's not like you can kill Spiderlings, so pretty cool game overall. Let's see when they actually pick it really quickly, because you don't really pick SLARK early in the draft. It's just not that type of hero, right? Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the GameLeap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the GameLeap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. You see an Omni come out. I think Omni's very good against Shaker. I think it's horrible against DP. I think it's awful against DP actually. Because you don't burst the DP and you don't block her damage, really. Actually, does Guardian Angel block DP damage? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it does, because it's physical. Maybe it does block DP damage. That's pretty cool if that's the case. But you don't block any of the siphons. You don't threaten her. We see the TA come out. Another hero I really don't like against DP. I think the DP can just itemize to counter TA completely. DP can literally go like Halberd Yules or Halberd Ghost if she wants. Well, we see the Invoker come out. So, I mean, immediately the SLARK, why would you pick it this game potentially? Just based on these picks? They can't kill him in the side lane. They just can't. You know, how are they going to pick him off? Maybe they have TA Shard. That's their best bet. They could try to kill him with TA Shard. Outside of that, they're not really going to be able to kill him. Invoker doesn't do anything to SLARK. I definitely think SLARK's pretty good against Invoker outside of EMP, but even then, it's hard to EMP SLARK. So I can see it. They lack stuns. They lack stunts, and they have an Ench. If you're going to pick SLARK, you need a lane dominator, because if SLARK has a bad lane, things get sketched real quick. The hero doesn't come back well. And okay, they are last picking it, which makes sense. They pick up the Bat Rider, it's a good Bat Rider game. Kind of funny, because like you look at this, there's like Omni, how is it a good bat game? I just feel like if it can win its lane, or do well in its lane, which I think it can against Invoker, and then just like play tempo, it doesn't really matter, even if there's an Omni. I think it just kind of, I just feel like it doesn't matter. It's a weird pick, but I can respect it. I can see it, because it also threatens, like, if TA is farming alone, which she's often going to be doing, back can solo kill her. So it makes it really hard for TA to play alone and let the Omni fight with his other teammates. Does that make sense? At the point of the game where Bat Rider is often going to be hunting TA, Omni is not going to be with the TA. So people look at these matchups too black and white, and they don't really think about it from like the whole game perspective, if that makes sense. So okay, we are going to see a last pick SLARK. Just want to confirm that. The Brood comes out. Weird that it's into Brood. I wouldn't have expected that, but I don't know. I guess you can get away from the Brood. You dispel Brood's Silken Bola, which is a big deal, actually. And Brood probably can't man up to you early on. Definitely. You know, I don't know why I'm assuming can't. Like, potentially can't. Brood definitely can't man up to you early on. It's not even close, so... All right, let's watch how Ken plays, because I think SLARK's a pretty decent hero right now. Ever since they buffed the Pounce a little bit, I think SLARK's Shard is extremely good. The flat Shadow Dance healing is kind of interesting as well. I've heard it's slightly better at level 1, but kind of worse later on. Not exactly sure about that. But either way, yeah, it's just... The biggest thing about SLARK as well that they buffed recently was the attack speed. They gave this hero 10 base attack speed, which is massive. He also has 70 damage right now? Is that just from Essence? Okay, it is. I was like, what? There's no way this hero has 70 base damage. But funny enough, he's going for each full trade build, complete trade build from Ken here. Really fascinating build, because he's basically building, he's saying, okay, I'm not too worried about CS, right? I'm gonna get the CS, I'm a beast. I'm gonna get the CS, but I'm gonna get the CS by bullying you out of lane, building up Essence, and then having high damage based on that. So he's not overextending through the wave. Gonna probably get denied here. Yeah, unfortunate. But he's just gonna look to casually build up Essence when the enemy splits up. And the reason why the SLARK pick makes a bit more sense now to me is that, alright, they just can't fight SLARK. They can't chip him down. Brood doesn't do anything. It's definitely super free. The lane's gonna be super free, as we'll see him contest here, but okay. Bit of a weird lane. Good job from TNC to try to dodge. But wow. It's just not even close, especially with the bonus at 10 attack speed. It's just not close, because it might not seem like a big deal, the 10 attack speed, but it helps you build up your first stack of Essence, your second stack, your third stack. I mean, this Brood's half HP in 4 autos, right? It's nuts. It's really hard to lean into the SLARK. Also, in terms of the first items he buys, he actually goes back for the quelling, so clearly not skipping it altogether. He is lacking a bit on the CS. 13 at 337 is a bit low, but he does have 10 denies, so compared to the Brood, who's 8 and 3, he's definitely owning. 10 denies is just a huge deal, because levels matter so much on SLARK. Oh my god. Brood's kind of crazy, man. You can't, even SLARK couldn't man up to Brood. If he pops the Insatiable Hunger and pops the Silken Bullet, you actually can't trade. And he's looking to build up Essence, but he's got to be careful. He definitely doesn't win the trades on Insatiable Hunger, Silken Bullet timing. So, good early waves, which he really needed, but the Brood's doing okay. Brood's definitely doing alright. Her game is fine. Outside of that, though, he also picked up the Gloves of Haste, so really looking to trade. He does use the Q to try to get rid of the Silken Bullet when the trade in that way, but it's just not enough, so... okay, they kill him from full, and that's the Boots timing. Boots with the Gloves of Haste. As, you know, the Ench really comes into play as well. That was really well done by Ench. Taking over the net creep, securing the kill onto the Brood, really well done. As he ships out another Salve, so one thing to note as well is that he's really doubled down on these early laning items, which is going to hurt your net worth, even though he's killed the Brood and has better CS. He's actually only 300 gold up, which is not too much, really. That's not really a stomp of the lane. I generally consider a stomp of the lane 600 to 700 gold. A mega stomp is like 1,000 gold. That's where things get really extreme. Because, you know, you just have like you have like 2 bracers on them, you know what I mean? 1,000 gold is heinous, you know, it's really hard to fight into that. But he ships out 2 salves, which is kind of interesting because a lot of people would be really hesitant to do this. And I think it's going to cost them, right? Because SLARK, even into a matchup like Brood, which I thought would be favorable and was favorable early on, still is a little bit rough, right? It's a little bit tough throughout some of the early stages, and you don't have a built-in sustain mechanism in the slightest. A lot of carries do. PA does now, Wraith King does, Jug does. TB has high base HP regen and higher base armor. So yeah, overall, I like the fact that he buys the salves to help himself out a bit there. So typically the main thing you want to do on SLARK is push in your side of the map and kind of just stay there. Your hero doesn't kill agents, so it's pretty bad when you get kicked out of your lane, because you're often going to have to take your offlaner's farm unless they can swap lanes with you. So things can get a little bit suspect as we're going to watch him look to go on block here. Deciding to max out the Q, which is pretty standard, nothing too crazy there. I think maxing E is just insanity and bad. You don't do a lot of damage if you max out your E. Building up stacks against good players is kind of hard sometimes. And you literally cannot kill neutrals if you take your E. So dragging the camps together, really nice efficiency here. Actually sending the Fairy's Trinket back to base right away, I don't like that. It's a good item on SLARK. I think you can use it if you need. It's obviously better on like Batrider, but it's still good on SLARK in the early game. You have mana problems, which is why he's going for the Echo. Definitely a great item on SLARK. Makes you tanky, gives you mana regen. The other item I really like on SLARK is Falcon Blade. I think it's just solid, gives you mana regen, gives you some damage, and gives you health, which is all great. All works well on the SLARK, but the built-in slow from the Echo is nice. And yeah, for like 13 minutes straight, he's going to do a really good job of just being efficient. Constantly swapping treads, finds the best neutral item you could possibly get on SLARK, which is this like Oculate bracelet. This thing is insanely good on SLARK. It helps your mana problem significantly and gives you some stats. But he's going to get kicked out by Brood a little bit. Doesn't really fight the Brood. Gonna have to jungle deep. But really the main thing that I've liked here is that he's not connecting with his team. I think a lot of people view SLARK as a skirmishing hero. Honestly, I just don't really see SLARK that way. I think the hero early game is just garbage. Even with Echo, it's pretty underwhelming. It's only good if it can take a developed fight where nothing is being casted on the SLARK, because the hero just gets chipped down. Even with one Echo, like he's pretty tanky. Your hero still gets its ulti forced, and it's just, you only really do damage by hitting people, which in the early game is pretty unreliable as a melee hero. There's not a lot of melee heroes that can, without kiting out, just man up. Something like for instance, like Animage and PA, they don't fight early game for the most part, right? Because these like right clickers just don't do that. You can't just click. And I think SLARK largely falls into the same category. So I think him just taking the space that's been given to him, by taking the top side of the map and being happy with that is great. His CS is absolutely fantastic. To be fair, he is playing against Brood, so it's a little bit inflated, but even he can lane against the Brood, which is cool. Because Brood usually just chips people down, right? It kind of just slowly kicks people out. It doesn't do that to SLARK. So this as a response to Brood as well is really cool. It's really cool because it purges Brood's ability to kill, which is Silken Bola. The way Brood kills is Silken Bola, 100%. It doesn't kill you unless it can Silken Bola you, right? It just doesn't do enough because the spiders just don't hit that hard unless they get the bonus 8 attack damage, right, per. So that's really important. really important to note. Slark just completely ignores that, and he can farm around because he can't get chipped down. So that's really, really nice. As he's going to kill off some of the spiderlings here, shift it back to the top side. And yeah, very straightforward gameplay. It also enables the bat to take ancients if he wants. I wouldn't say they have like the best ancient taker from their mid or their off lane, which is kind of a cool concept on Slark or playing with Slark, that you can have another core that takes the ancients and actually disassembles. Oh, really cool. Disassembles the Echo into Ags. So why rush Ags on Slark now? It was because the Pounce was massively buffed. Now with maxed out Pounce, you steal 3 stacks of Essence, which is 9 Agi. That's freaking massive, right? 9 Agi is a ton of Agi, considering, I mean, it's not like you're getting off 2 pounces in a fight. You're probably getting off 4 or 5 pounces in a fight, right? That's adding up really quickly. That's, 3-4K gold worth of Agi. I mean, that's huge. So he's going to look for the Brood here. Gonna try to scout him out. Definitely wants to go on him with the Axe, at least try to build up some Agi. And he finds him here. He's gonna be able to stick on top of him, pounces him again. And even if he doesn't kill him, which I don't think he will here. Yeah, even though he doesn't kill him, he doesn't care. Right, he doesn't care. Okay, no, feels a little bit bad that it's only level 2 Essence. That's a little bit unfortunate. Actually taking the Dark Pack cooldown. So even though he's buying Axe, taking Dark Pack cooldown goes to show how much he wanted to farm. Either way, steals a lot of Essence there, right? So quickly. 39 Agi out of nowhere. You know what I mean? You don't even have to kill, and this is going to be likely going to be what happens in team fights as well. You don't have to kill, right? You super don't have to kill anyone. You can, but you really don't have to kill anybody, which is something to note. All right, so he went back for the Echo, clearly valuing the slow. It's really nice. It sets up for pounces, which I. Come on, man. Come on, Ken. How does he hit an illusion out of smoke? Come on, bruh. All right, Ken is actually a god of Dota. What in the world? This is crazy. His directional movement here is insane. So he finds the Brood, right? Hits a nasty pounce on the Brood, and the Axe makes it really easy to hit pounce because it makes it go way faster, right? It increases the range, but because it increases the range, it's still like the same amount of time to pounce. It just makes you go further, right? So it's way easier to hit people. So hits him, builds up some Essence, purges the Silken Bola, hits a sick nasty pounce here, which was nuts, allowing his team to catch up. Not only that, my man hits another. What is this? Blind. Oh, that's clean. Oh my. And look at the Agi. I mean, it's just way different than what it used to be because that's 9 Agi, right? He only hit the guy, what, 10 times? Yeah, so the majority of the Agi that he's stolen at this point is from Pounce. Sorry, not the majority. About half is from Pounce, which is insane as he pounces deep in here. He's got, okay, that was a little bit aggressive. He thought they were split up, but they weren't. Either way, fight breaks out, and now he's just mad strong. And this is the difference with the Ags. You just keep building it up, and you kite in and out, in and out, in and out. And you're really tanky, right? It's a good build in that regard, where you're tanky. You can build up damage, and you can play this in and out Slark, like this Diffusal Slark, but with way more HP. It's very hard for people to kill you. Nice Echo from the Shaker just to get out some damage. And he goes in, and he knows he can go in, and he definitely can, because he's got so much Essence that he's just not under threat, and the TA's got to be scared. He's hitting for 250 at really high attack speed, and his team looking to chase. Unfortunately, they couldn't connect on the Enter or the DP. It looks like they're going to Roche, actually. Yeah, I think they're trying to Roche. And he's going to get scary soon. They don't have a single answer to Slark. It's getting to the point of the game. Yeah, he's getting Scotty next. That's beautiful. Counters the lifesteal from the Brood. Counters the TA completely because she's a ranged hero. Counters Invoker to some extent. Even the healing from Omni Knight is just negated. And so it's a great Scotty game. And you just need to be tanky. You don't need to build any DPS on Slark. Hits him up with a pounce. Oh, really nice save from the Marcy there. That was really good. As he's actually kind of in a bad spot, but the Axe can help him get out. Oh, he's going to go down here, I think. Yeah, it goes down. Has the Aegis. You can see mana can become a problem for this hero, which is why I said the EMP is good. He's going to look to go in. No ulti probably means he won't. I wonder if he'll pick up his shard. I think the shard on Slark is really broken. I'd be surprised if he doesn't buy it. Let's see what talent he takes at 15. Actually decides to skip. Yeah, both of them are kind of mediocre. The Shadow Dance regen is probably what you'll take, I would imagine. No, he took Dark Pack damage. Okay, so I guess it just helps you farm. That must be his idea. Oh, you're just going to farm fast. So he takes Dark Pack damage, ships out of Clarity. I would be shocked if he doesn't buy Shard after Scotty. I'm fine with the Scotty first because it makes him unkillable and it's a hard counter to like 3 of their heroes. But I don't know, at some point I'd be shocked if he doesn't go back for the Shard, at least after Scotty. And at this point he's on the hunt. If you're playing this hero in a pub, you kind of want to just look around for heroes that are split up and you want to poke them. right? Because it's 100-second duration at max, if you can manage to steal any amount of agi, you're just chilling, right? Like, it's going to help you farm faster as well, which is a big thing, as he's going to shift over, using both of his pounces to actually get over. Kind of surprising, but finds the brood. Really nice pounce once again. Secures the brood kill. He's going to chase. That's 2 heroes dead. He's got 19 agi already. Pretty crazy. Finds the Omni Knight. Probably will pounce here at the end. Should have. Okay, actually kind of a mistake from his team to kill the Omni that quick. They should have let him build up a bit of agi, at least let him pounce one more time. Because if someone's dying, you can just intentionally pounce. Like if you're just getting a pick off, you should burn your pounces just to build up more agis. Oh my gosh. He finds the TA. Is he gonna kill her? Oh my. Wow. I mean, this SLARK hero, when it gets ahead and it's a game where you're not threatened by anyone, it's actually a menace. It's actually a menace. Like, this hero is so broken at this point of the game because you kind of just, the only way he can die is like running out of mana. That's it. And you have bonus night vision. A lot of people don't know this about SLARK, but your hero, not only does it run fast at night because you're basically never in vision with your ulti, right? But tell me he buys Shard next. But also, your hero has bonus night vision, so you see further than everyone. So when it's nighttime and you have this Ags timing, you should be on the prowl, right? You should be on the move. As, oh my god, beautiful. Shaker just no qualms about jumping the about jumping in there. All right, this guy's hacking. He's actually hacking. This is insane. Ken is actually hacking. What is this? How does he catch this guy? And really what he's doing well is he's going from one side of the map to the other. When you get this far ahead and you've hit your timing, you don't really need to put priority on farming as much. You want to put your priority on shutting down the enemy. It has to be a little bit careful. Out of pounces here. And nearly out of mana. He just doesn't care. He's too tanky. 40 armor from the built up agility. You have to keep in mind that when you build up agility, you're building armor too. Super the case here. So cutting the creep waves. At this point in the game as SLARK, you don't want to jungle very much because during the night, because you can keep your ulti up 24/7 and take really dangerous paths that you usually can't take at daytime, you can just go crazy, right? Even without ulti here, it just doesn't care. To be fair, it's a free SLARK game, but look at that pounce. He just doesn't care. They catch too. He's in the base! He's in the base! Pounces in deep, has sentries, primarily to D-ward, but it is a counter actually to the TA Meld and the Invoker Ghostwalk, so it's a great game to carry sentries. Good SLARKs will always carry sentries to D-ward, but it's just a great game, especially if you need dust, you should just buy sentries instead, because you might need them to D-ward, right? As he's gonna heal up. The healing seems fine, doesn't really seem like much of a problem. It does seem a little bit worse. Overall, not a problem, and yeah, he's just a terrorist. Good 4-staff purchase from the Invoker to get away. Unfortunately, that's always a dilemma of SLARK. 4-staff's just... It's so sad that a 2k gold item hard counters your hero, but such is life. Yeah, finds DD. They're really playing for the Roche timing, but yeah, I love that he's not hitting neutrals. Notice how he hit so many neutrals for the first 20 minutes into the game. Immediately, though, when he gets this Ags Echo and it's night, he's popping off, especially on Scotty. I mean, on Scotty, it's gross, right? Like, they can't even touch him. To be fair, they're 13k ahead in a free SLARK game, but I mean, this game's over. There's no counterplay. There's no outplay. He could dive into their fountain and probably live, you know? So all he has to do is just kind of close down the map. And you can see he didn't really put too much of a priority on taking towers until he's already gotten the kills. Because what bad players will do is they'll say, oh, I'm really far ahead, I'm just going to take the tower. But then you're not building up essence and you're not shutting down the enemy's farm, right? You can even see as he takes the tower, immediately he's like, okay, if I take top tower, what's the enemy going to do? They're going to shift to the bottom side of the map. And with the bonus night vision, sees the Omni, has a good ward here. Oh, very close on the TA. That would have been a kill. Nearly catches her as well and immediately swings the map again, hitting 0 neutral creeps because he understands that that's what he can do. He's hit his timing. He doesn't need to get stronger. The only way he loses is if Invoker gets like 6 items and starts to kite him, right? Or TA starts to get tanky enough. I mean, TA never really matches up well against SLARK at this point. Like, once the game breaks a certain threshold, I think SLARK's a pretty hard TA counter. Largely because of the ulti, and just because you're too tanky, you kite her too easily. Traps don't really, you know, you just ignore traps even without BKB. And I love the Butterfly purchase here. With Butterfly, he's untouchable, and it's such a high attack speed item. It gives you 70 attack speed that it makes your hero just build up essence like crazy. It's a really beautiful item. It's partially makes you tanky, gives you pretty high DPS, pounces on the Invoker here. And yeah, you just slowly, you just build it up, build it up, build it up. And you want to cut creep waves occasionally. He's going to look to go high ground eventually as... Oh, he's insane. Oh my gosh, he's still going. Does have the shard. All right, thank God. I was like, if he doesn't buy shard after Scotty, this guy's on crack. He's actually insane. As he pops the ulti, Marcy over commands. She's dead. He's hitting for 300. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Once you build up enough essence, you just annihilate the TA. It's just such a bad matchup for TA mid to late game because of the ulti and the shard. And all right, that's going to be the end of the game. Hopefully you guys learned quite a bit about SLARK, just about general movements, like where you want to play on the map early game, how you want to play tempo mid game. It's pretty hard concepts. It's easier said than done, as you have to understand your limits per the game, right? For instance, if he's against Leshrac, he'd have to be a lot more careful about how he's playing, just because, you know, you can take a lot of damage in your ulti. Also, if he was playing against something like Primal Beast or whatever, because you can get stunned. Specifically, if he's playing against something like Enigma, who can stun him regardless of the Q and the ult, that's like where you really have to be. Like, Enigma is so bad for SLARK. That matchup's so awful. The lane is bad, and the game is just horrible. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!